My name is Eleanor Price, and I am 82 years old. I am sitting alone at my kitchen table, and for the first time in my life, I'm admitting out loud that I lost my marriage a long time before it ended. I don't know exactly why I'm telling this now. Maybe because there isn't much time left to keep pretending it doesn't matter. Or maybe because silence has finally become heavier than regret. The house is very quiet these days. Not peaceful. Just quiet. The kind of quiet that lets memories speak whether you invite them or not. I hear the refrigerator hum, the clock ticking above the sink, and my own breathing. That's it. After 56 years of marriage, that's what remains. I'm not angry anymore. That passed years ago. What I feel now is something flatter, heavier. Like holding a stone you've carried so long you forget when you picked it up, but your hands are permanently shaped around it. I'm not telling this story to be forgiven. I don't need anyone to tell me I did my best. I did what made sense at the time. Most people do. I'm telling it because I finally understand what happened, and understanding came far too late. When you're young, you think loss comes from big mistakes. Affairs. Explosions. Someone walking out with a suitcase. No one tells you that the most permanent losses come from saying, over and over, "It's fine." I said that phrase for decades. I said it when my husband stopped asking how my day was. I said it when dinners were quiet. I said it when he stopped touching my back as he passed me in the hallway. I said it when I started feeling more like a roommate than a wife. It's fine, I said, because nothing was technically wrong. And that's how it begins. Nothing wrong. Nothing urgent. Nothing dramatic enough to fix. I was born in 1943. I grew up in a house where feelings were not discussed. You did your chores. You showed up. You didn't complain unless something was truly broken. Hunger. Illness. Those were problems. Loneliness wasn't something you named. It was something you endured quietly. So when I married Thomas at 24, I thought love was steadiness. I thought marriage meant choosing someone and sticking with them, no matter how boring or tired it became. Passion was something young people talked about. Responsibility was what adults respected. Thomas was a good man. That's important to say. He worked hard. He never raised his hand to me. He paid the bills on time. He came home every night. By the standards I was raised with, I was lucky. We met at a company picnic. He was quiet, polite, a little awkward. He offered me the last soda without hesitation. I liked that. I liked that he didn't draw attention to himself. I thought calm meant safe. I still think that, in some ways. Our early years were busy. Babies. Diapers. Night feedings. He worked long hours at the plant. I stayed home at first, then picked up part-time work once the kids were in school. Life moved forward whether we checked in with each other or not. And honestly, I didn't feel unhappy then. I felt tired. Everyone was tired. Tired wasn't a warning sign. It was just life. The first crack didn't feel like a crack at all. It felt like efficiency. We stopped talking about anything that wasn't necessary. Grocery lists, school schedules, bills. We were very good at running a household together. We just weren't very curious about each other anymore. Sometimes I would start to say something about how I felt, and then I'd stop. He looked so worn down when he came home. What right did I have to add to that? He never complained. So I didn't either. That's something people praise, by the way. Being low maintenance. Being understanding. Being the easy one. No one warns you that being easy to live with can make you easy to overlook. By the time I was 40, I had become very skilled at swallowing things. Disappointment. Loneliness. Small hurts that didn't seem worth mentioning. I told myself that marriages weren't supposed to feel exciting forever. I told myself stability was the real gift. When Thomas forgot our anniversary one year, I laughed it off. It's fine, I said, and I meant it. Or at least I thought I did. He apologized, looked relieved, and we moved on. That relief on his face taught him something, though neither of us realized it. It taught him that forgetting didn't cost much. I learned something too. I learned that asking for more felt embarrassing. The children grew up and left. That's when the silence really showed itself. Without the noise of homework and cartoons and slammed doors, there was nothing to distract us from how little we actually shared. We ate dinner across from each other and talked about the news. We discussed weather like it was a mutual friend. We went to bed at the same time and slept like strangers who happened to share a mattress. Every so often, I would feel a wave of panic. Is this it? Is this all there is? And then I would push it away. People had it worse. At least he wasn't cruel. At least he didn't drink. At least he stayed. At least became my favorite phrase. When friends divorced, I felt secretly superior. We were solid. We were committed. We weren't selfish enough to expect happiness all the time. I wore endurance like a badge of honor. But endurance doesn't feel noble when you're 82 and sitting alone. Thomas retired before I did. He filled his days with small routines. Coffee at the same diner every morning. Yard work done meticulously. Television on in the evenings. He seemed content enough. I assumed that meant we were fine. I never asked him if he was lonely. He never asked me either. That's the part that still confuses me. How two people can care about each other and still never really reach. The turning point didn't arrive as a dramatic moment. It arrived as a diagnosis. Thomas was 69 when they found the cancer. Pancreatic. Advanced. The doctor spoke gently, but I heard the finality underneath his words. Suddenly time wasn't endless anymore. Suddenly there was an edge. During those months, I became his caregiver. I organized medications. I drove to appointments. I sat beside hospital beds. I did everything I had always done, showed up, stayed steady, didn't complain. But something else happened too. Something I wasn't prepared for. He started talking. Not about us, exactly. Not apologies or confessions. Just memories. Things he had never mentioned. Regrets about work. Moments from childhood. Little disappointments he'd never voiced. I realized then that he had been swallowing things too. One night, near the end, he looked at me and said, very quietly, "I wish I'd been better at saying what mattered." I nodded. I said, "I know." What I didn't say was that I wished the same thing. That I wished we had failed louder. That I wished we had fought, demanded, risked something. Instead, we had preserved a shell so carefully that nothing living remained inside it. He died on a Tuesday morning. Peacefully, they said. I held his hand. I told him I loved him. And I did. I still do. But love doesn't erase loss. And grief doesn't only come from death. It comes from realizing what never happened. After the funeral, people told me how strong I was. How devoted. How lucky we had been. I nodded. I accepted casseroles. I thanked them. At night, alone in our bed, I felt something colder than grief. I felt the weight of all the conversations we would never have now. All the chances that had quietly expired while we were busy being reasonable. Widowhood is strange. You expect to miss the person. You don't expect to miss the version of yourself that never got to exist. I missed the woman who might have spoken up. The one who might have said, "This hurts," instead of, "It's fine." I missed the life where discomfort wasn't immediately smoothed over in the name of peace. Time is cruel in that way. It doesn't rush you. It waits patiently while you postpone yourself. There are things that cannot be fixed. You can't rewind 30 years and start being honest. You can't ask questions of someone who is gone. You can't practice courage retroactively. I live with that now. Not dramatically. Just quietly. It sits with me when I fold laundry for one. When I set the table with a single plate. When no one notices if I'm silent for days. I don't regret my marriage. That might surprise you. I regret the parts of myself I left unattended inside it. If you're listening to this and you're younger than I am, I don't want to tell you what to do. I don't believe in that. Life isn't a lesson plan. I only want to tell you what I wish I had understood sooner. Silence is not the same as peace. Comfort is not the same as connection. And saying, "It's fine," too often can become a kind of slow disappearance. No one comes back later to hand you the years you set aside. They don't return when you're finally ready. I thought there would always be more time. More time to talk. More time to change. More time to matter. There wasn't. What remains now is acceptance. Not the inspiring kind. Just the plain, honest kind. This was my life. This is what I chose, again and again, in small ways. I still have moments of gratitude. I still laugh sometimes. I still find beauty in small things. But I carry this truth with me now, and it feels important to speak it before I can't speak at all. If this meant something to you, if it stirred something quiet and uncomfortable, I hope you listen to that feeling. Not urgently. Just honestly. As for me, I will finish my tea, wash this one cup, and sit with the evening. My time is shorter now. I don't need it to be louder. I just need it to be real. That's all I wanted to say.